Movies have plenty of psychopath villains, but one of the most realistic one is Anton Chigurh. But why is Chigurh considered the ultimate psychopath? Why doesn't he die at the end, even though Hollywood usually punishes villains? What does no country for old men even mean? And what if Chigurh never existed at all? What if he's not even human? So who is Anton Chigurh? There are already tons of videos about him, and I might repeat some ideas that others have mentioned before, but my main goal is to fully explore his character. If someone else has already said something that makes sense, I see no reason to ignore it. That being said, there are also plenty of wild theories about Chigurh. One of the craziest is that he never existed in the first place. This theory is based on the fact that Anton Chigurh and Llewellyn Mouse are never shown together in the same shot. They wear similar boots, they both get injured in similar ways, and they both wear white socks. Because of this, some fans believe that Chigurh and Mouse are actually the same person, and that Chigurh is just a hallucination created by the sheriff. There was only Llewellyn Mouse, and Chigurh was just a figment of the old sheriff's imagination. If Chigurh wasn't real, then who killed the cop at the beginning of the movie? Mouse? Why would he do that? And who killed Mouse's wife? Was it also him or the Mexican gangsters? To make this theory work, fans come up with all sorts of explanations. For example, they say that the shootout between Chigurh and Mouse was actually between Mouse and Carson Wells. Honestly, this theory sounds interesting, but it just doesn't hold up. If we believe it, then I have to analyze a character who was imagined by another character, who was in turn made up by a screenwriter. There is another theory too. At the end of the movie, Sheriff Bell talks about his dreams and then says something cryptic.
Then I woke up.
So here's yet another take. What if the entire movie was just the sheriff's dream? So who is Anton Chigurh? A lot of people trying to answer this question start digging into the Coen brothers' work, analyzing their other films and searching for hidden meanings in their direction. But in my opinion, that's a mistake. No Country for Old Men is an adaptation of Cormac McCarthy novel, and according to the Coens themselves, they stayed very true to the original text. So if there is any meaning to be found in this story, it's not in the Coen brothers' directional choices, but in McCarthy novel itself. Why did this film spark so many debates and theories? Why was it received so ambiguously by critics and audiences? The thing is, No Country for Old Men is a true anti-Hollywood film. It doesn't just step away from traditional storytelling norms, it deliberately breaks the usual patterns of drama and morality. In most Hollywood films, there is a clear divide between good and evil, with good always winning. But here it's different. Who's the bad guy in this film? Obviously Anton Chigurh. But who's the good guy? Llewellyn Mouse who steals money? The hitman Carson Wells? Mouse's wife? Or maybe the sheriff who tries to save people but just admits that he doesn't understand anything? This film even skips the music, unlike classic Hollywood, whereas the soundtrack amps up the emotions. Here, silence and pauses are more powerful than music could be. At the ending completely crushes the audience's expectations. It seems like the sheriff will finally catch the killer, or that evil will be punished. But no, Chigurh gets in an accident, walks away and disappears. The Hollywood principle of good triumphs just doesn't apply here. Let's finally break down who Anton Chigurh is. Let's start with his appearance. From the beginning, the filmmakers wanted him to look like he came from Mars. While most of the characters are Southerners dressed in light plaid shirts and cowboy hats, which makes sense for the hot climate, Chigurh is completely dressed in dark colors. The film's costume designer, Mary Zophers, explained that she tried to add strange, unconventional details to his clothes to emphasize that he is an outsider. His jacket is denim, but not like anyone else's. The collar is slightly longer, the belt is white, but with a buckle that's different from the classic Western style. His boots are pointed with a slanted heel, designed to make the audience feel a little uncomfortable when they see them. His unusual look is completed by strange hairstyle and odd choice of weapon. Chigurh carries a kettle gun and pneumatic pistol.
What is that?
I need you to step out of the car, sir.
This not only highlights his weirdness, but also his attitude toward people. He sees himself as a higher being and everyone else is just cattle. That's why both Moss and Chigurh has the same line.
Hold still, please, sir.
You hold still.
Which shows that Chigurh views himself as the hunter and his victims as helpless animals. When we think about Chigurh's inner world, we need to keep in mind that he is the textbook definition of a psychopath.
Do you have any idea how crazy you are?
You mean the nature of this conversation?
I mean the nature of you.
The main characteristic of psychopath is the lack of empathy and emotional attachment. This leads to egocentrism and tendency toward violence.
Do you know where I'm going?
Yeah, I know where you're going.
All right.
Disregard for safety and a love of risk. Often, but not always, they also position themselves against society. Psychopaths are also masters of manipulation, and their favorite tool is fear.
What business is it of yours? Where I'm from? Friendo?
We see all of this in Anton Chigurh. At the same time, psychopaths are usually very pragmatic, and Chigurh is no exception. In one scene, he asked the same question several times to intimidate a woman.
Where does he work?
I can't say.
Where does he work?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to give out no information about our residents.
But when he realizes it's not working, he just walks away.
Where does he work?
Did you not hear me? We can't give out no information.
This doesn't make him angry, he actually seems a little intrigued. Another interesting moment is his arrest at the beginning of the movie. A cop captures Chigurh in the middle of the desert, and it's strange that he so easily gives himself up. Maybe he did it on purpose to get to the city and take control of a car. As soon as he is in the station, he calmly kills the cop. It's important to pay attention to how he does it.
Thing on him like a oxygen tank for emphysema or something, and a hose that run down his sleeve.
This hints at his high pain tolerance. It seems like psychopathy has even affected his physiology. This is further confirmed by the scene with the car explosion. He doesn't even blink, which shows an absence of normal reactions. And in the crash scene, he has an open fracture, but he remains much calmer than any person would.
You have a bone sticking out of your arm.
All right, let me just sit here a minute.
Are you alright? You got a bone sticking out your arm.
Another interesting scene is that one with the milk. Chigurh pulls a bottle out of the fridge, sits down on the couch, and just sits there like a mannequin. But the weirdest part is that he doesn't take a single sip.
Oh. Now that's aggravating.
Sure.
Why does he do this? Most likely, he's trying to step into the shoes of his victim, fill out their environment, and predict what they'll do next. It's important to understand that Chigurh isn't motivated by money, it's the thrill of the hunt that drives him. Psychopaths aren't completely devoid of emotions, but their perception is dulled. To feel the taste of life, they need intense sensations. At the same time, Chigurh has a street code of his own. He kills almost everyone who crosses his path. but the store clerk survives because the coin decides.
Call it.
Heads, then.
Well done.
He doesn't harm the woman in the motel, and most likely he spared the accountant.
You going to shoot me?
That depends. Do you see me?
He doesn't see himself as just a killer. He sees himself as an instrument of fate. It's not him who makes the decision, it's providence. So when he is unsure whether to kill someone or not, the decision is left to chance. In his worldview, every action must have consequences. This is especially evident in the scene where he offers the guy money for his shirt.
What did you take for the shirt?
The guy answers.
Well, hell, mister. I'll give you my shirt.
Chigurh looks confused for him. It doesn't make sense that someone would help just because with no gain involved.
Hell, mister. Okay, I don't mind helping someone out. It's a lot of money.
Take it. Take it.
So who is Anton Chigurh? To understand this, we need to look at his character through the sheriff's perspective. Chigurh isn't just a person, he's an idea of evil, the nature of which the sheriff just can't understand. He admits that he has stopped understanding the motives of criminals, doesn't want to carry a weapon, and remembers the days when sheriff didn't need guns.
Some of the old-time sheriffs never even wore a gun. A lot of folks find that hard to believe. Jim Scarborough never carried one, that's the younger Jim.
He talks about morality, fearing he'll stain his soul if he uses a weapon. In a way, he becomes that old man who doesn't belong here, someone who doesn't fit into the new world, where evil rules without rules and predictability. At one point, it may seem like Chigurh is the hand of fate, the angel of death. But then this happens. He's driving through a green light, confident that he is safe because he's used to following the rules when it suits him, and breaking them when it benefits him. But suddenly he becomes across something just as unpredictable as he is, and that's when it becomes clear. He's not fate, but just another pawn. However, contrary to Hollywood standards, Chigurh never faced justice. Bruised and battered, he wraps his arm, stands up and walks away. In the end, Llewellyn Moss is killed off-screen by unknown criminals. Chigurh escapes punishment, and the sheriff is left alone with his memories. The film's ending still sparks debate. Many find it illogical and unjust, but that's exactly what the filmmakers aimed for. No Country for Old Men is a story about a world sinking into chaos and violence, about people stuck in the past who can't understand it. Why did Chigurh survive? My subjective opinion is that the evil he represents doesn't disappear. It's always nearby. Even if Chigurh dies, nothing will change. Evil will just heal its wounds, give someone a few dollars and disappear, only to resurface later in a new form.
Take it in. You didn't see me.
But I'm still out of shirt.
This video is part of series about characters with mental disorders. I'll leave links to other episodes in the description. If you like this breakdown and want more videos like this, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. This way I know you're interested in this topic and I'll make more content. Share your thoughts in the comments. Goodbye.